still. Strangers hate to live from Rocky Top, and you ain't never left. Born won't know it all on Rocky Top, first to Rocky High Park. That's why all the folks on Rocky Top get their mind on. Rocky Top, you will always be mostly home to me.
Let's hear some round of applause for Monroeville. Give them a big round of applause. They'll be back with us shortly to do our national anthem, but right now I just want to say good morning and welcome to Gatlinburg. We're so glad to have you right here in Gatlinburg in Moonshine Holler. Isn't this wonderful? I'm Vicki Sims, and I'm the Executive Director of the Gatlinburg Chamber of Commerce, and it's my honor to welcome you here and to host today's launch of the Rocky Top Trail. Right now, if you'll please stand for the national anthem, it's going to be performed by Monroeville.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still waving. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
so much, Monroeville. You are absolutely fabulous. What a wonderful rendition of our national anthem. You'll be hearing a little bit more from them later on in the program, so stick around for that. We are here to officially launch the Rocky Top Trail today. Expect to be wowed by some of the amazing facts about this brand new tourism asset here in Tennessee. An amazing team of people have worked diligently to get us to this important launch day. And part of those people are here with us today. And what I'd like to do is I don't want to forget anyone. So if you're sitting, I'm going to ask you to stand. If you're standing, I'm going to ask you to wave. But if you are a representative from a CVB, a Department of Tourism, a Chamber of Commerce along the trail, if you would please stand to be recognized, or wave your hand if you're standing if you are a representative from along the trail. I want to thank all of you all for the hard work that you've put into this wonderful launch day and all of the wonderful things that are along the Rocky Top Trail. And this is the official brochure for the Rocky Top Trail, and you need to make sure you get plenty of them because this is going to be one of the most popular trails around. I'm going to have to say that. It's about Rocky Top, and it's about getting back to your roots, and this is what we are here to celebrate today. So make sure that you get your copy of that wonderful brochure. Rocky Top is actually the 14th of 16 trails that have been launched here in the Discover Tennessee Trails and Byways program. It's a statewide initiative developed by the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development and the Tennessee Department of Transportation. They've done this in close partnership with our tourism communities here in East Tennessee and all across the state. When you all leave here today, you will have learned many of the fine points of this trail, and we hope you will be ready to strike out along the trail and visit some of the one-of-a-kind attractions featured. Okay, we have some very important guests with us today. First off, we have a Tourism Commissioner, Susan Whitaker. And it's always great to have her here in Gatlinburg and back here in East Tennessee, where we miss her terribly, but you're sure doing a great job for us on the state level, so thank you so much. We also have a special welcome for the TDOT Assistant Commissioner, Tokes Omenshaken. Thank you for being with us today. We're so glad to have you. Welcome to East Tennessee. I'm supposed to keep things moving along, and there's been someone who told me, keep us moving, so I'm going to keep us moving. So if I could, I would like to bring him up here as the official welcome to Sevier County, and that is going to be from our Honorable County Mayor, Larry Waters.
Thank you very much, Vicki. It is certainly an honor to be here today, and I want to welcome you to Gatlinburg in Sevier County. We started about 15 minutes late. We thought if we gave you an opportunity to sample, a little longer opportunity to sample the beverages, you might enjoy our talks a little more. We're certainly glad you're here today, and I told Mayor Werner and the city manager, Cindy Cameron Ogle, that I was going to take full credit for this being named one of the 10 prettiest cities in the United States, although I can't do that. Well, I've got the microphone, I may do that. Let's give Gatlinburg a hand for that. Certainly Cindy and the Gatlinburg City Commission deserve a lot of credit for that, and I want to congratulate them publicly for that great award. What great setting we're in here today in the Old Smoky Distillery, where we can sample their wares, and in the background our beautiful Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It is, like I said, I can't think of any better setting that we can celebrate Rocky Top Trails today. You know, Rocky Top Trails has a total of 282 miles through 7 counties, which includes many of the counties surrounding Sevier, Blount, Cock, Jefferson, Knox, Loudoun, and Monroe, and also the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And I want to thank Commissioner Whitaker for her role in all this, as well as the Department of Transportation for their role in making this happen. Commissioner Whitaker, thank you again, and thank you for being here. She is a friend of tourism across this state, and in particularly a friend here in Sevier County, and we're so glad that not only did she serve 8 years in the previous administration, but she's starting on her next 8 years in this administration. So thank you, Commissioner, for being here today. And I also want to congratulate fellow mayors and county executives from the area that are here, and welcome them to Sevier County and the many other dignitaries. We also have some state representatives here, and I want to introduce them. We'll start with our own Richard Montgomery, who represents Sevier County. Thank you for being here, Richard. I think we have Jeremy Faison. Jeremy, thank you for being here. And Julia Hurley. Is Julia here? She was supposed to be here. We appreciate the state representatives and their work in Nashville on our behalf and on behalf of tourism. And it also is my honor. I've already recognized Mayor Warner and City Manager Cindy Cameron Ogle. We have George Ganti, Mayor of Dandridge. Mayor of Dandridge, I have down that he's here. Thank you for being here. And we also have our own Glenn Cardwell from Pittman Center, who just recently got a historical museum named after him. Congratulations, Mayor Cardwell. Well deserved. Let me say that I am grateful for all the collaboration that happens among the counties to make this trail a reality. I want to thank the city and county representatives, as well as those who served on the trail committee, because they've certainly done a great job in putting this together and making these trails available to the traveling public for many years to come, which I think is going to increase our tourism. You know, the folks in Tennessee they don't know where the county lines stop and start, and they don't much care about that. What they care about is enjoying this beautiful area of East Tennessee and all it has to offer for tourism. And so I know that they're going to really enjoy, and this is going to be a great asset to those 7 counties especially that make up so much of our tourism dollars in this state, $2.7 billion in just those 7 counties. And at the Governor's Conference on Tourism last fall, the Commissioner announced that only for the second time in many years, all 95 counties in Tennessee saw an increase in tourism. And that's good news for our state. It's good news for this area, good news for small towns and rural communities throughout Tennessee. And all of our counties along the Rocky Top Trail, they work hard to make sure that the product we offer our tourists is something that they not only enjoy while they're here, but they come back year after year and enjoy. And so I expect to see a whole lot of benefits over the years from this trail experience that they're going to have. So again, congratulations to all those involved in this, and certainly here in Sevier County we're happy to be a part of it and support this great project that's happening across the state of Tennessee. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Mayor Waters. We appreciate your wonderful comments. And now it's my pleasure to ask you all to join me in welcoming Gatlinburg City Mayor Mike Warner.
Thank you, Vicki, and thanks to all of you for being here, and welcome to Gatlinburg. What a wonderful idea to launch the Rocky Top Trail in Gatlinburg. After all, it was right here in 1967 that the married songwriting duo of Felice and Bootlow Bryant, right next door in the Gatlinburg Inn, penned the song Rocky Top. Rocky Top was first recorded by the Osborne Brothers in 1968. Since that day, it's been recorded by our own Dolly Parton, John Denver, Conway Twitty, Lynn Anderson, and even the rock band Fish. And I actually called my daughter, who's on the way to Chattanooga now, for the sectional track tournament to ask her if I pronounced that right. She said it was right, it was Fish. I heard that the Bryants took only 15 minutes to write the song Rocky Top. Now that was time well spent for the millions of fans at Neyland Stadium and Thompson Bowling Arena who in 1972 declared this song the unofficial fight song of the University of Tennessee Volunteers. It is one of Tennessee's official songs and is undisputed anthem of the Smokies. While this song brings tremendous prestige to this trail, the attractions along the Rocky Top Trail are extremely impressive tourism sites, deserving of world-class brand like Rocky Top. Let me name a few of them now. Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies, named by TripAdvisor as the #1 aquarium in the United States. Ober-Gatlinburg, Tennessee's only ski resort. The Gatlinburg Inn, the birthplace of Rocky Top. And Old Smoky Moonshine Distillery, Tennessee's first legal moonshine distillery. The Great Smoky Mountains Arts and Crafts Community, the largest gathering of independent artisans in North America. Arrowmont, a nationally recognized center for contemporary arts and crafts. Rocky Top is unique to the 15 other trails due to its focus on the artistic talent and craftsman skills in the region. In addition to Arrowmont and Great Smoky Mountains Arts and Crafts Community, all of us enjoy watching the wagon makers, glass blowers, and others in Dollywood's Craftsman's Valley. Handmade quilts, dulcimers, and chainsaw art reach out along the mountain roads. Traditional and mountain fine arts and crafts are featured in galleries throughout the region. Musical and performing arts are flourishing in Knoxville and Maryville, from theater to ballet, symphonies to opera, and a growing Americana vibration. Today, please help me thank Old Smoky Moonshine Distillery owners Joe Baker and Corey Cottingham. And their general manager, Tom Horn, and their liaison for today's event. And thank Johnny Baker for opening up the holler for us today. We are extremely proud and glad that you are part of our community here in Gatlinburg. So have a great time, and I hope you take some time to relax and enjoy the beauty and the serenity. Soak some of it up from this part of Tennessee. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Werner. We appreciate that. And just real quickly, there's a couple of people that kind of snuck in on us. They're from Knox County. Want to make sure that they are recognized as representatives of the county mayor, Tim Burchett, here today. And that's Jonathan Griswold and Hemo Taylor. Are you here with us? I think we saw you come in, so I'm going to mention that. Okay. Thank you all for being with us. And then also from Senator Doug Overby's office, Dustin, I think you're here. Are you here? Right here. Dustin, thank you for being with us as well. You know, it's always just a thrill for me to be able to introduce our next speaker because I've known her for many years and got to know her really well because we went through Leadership Severe together. So. We became very good friends during that time, and I value her friendship and her knowledge and what she is doing for the state of Tennessee. So it really is my pleasure to introduce to you today our Tourism Commissioner, Susan Whitaker. She is a veteran of tourism marketing, was appointed in January of 2011 to Governor Bill Haslam's cabinet as Commissioner of Tourist Development. She was initially appointed to the position in 2003 by Governor Phil Bredesen and reappointed under his administration in 2007. In her role as Tourism Commissioner, she has been responsible for marketing Tennessee's tourism industry both domestically and internationally. As one of Tennessee's largest industry, tourism generates more than $14 billion in economic impact to our state annually and has contributed more than $1 billion annually in state and local sales tax revenue for the past 5 years. Commissioner Whitaker has led the way for the development of Discover Tennessee Trails and Byways program, and we are pleased to have with us today Commissioner Whitaker. Help me welcome Tourism Commissioner Susan Whitaker.
Well, Vicki's right. We met each other in Leadership Severe and became good friends. I met all kinds of people in Leadership Severe that are actually right here. And this was what kind of got me started, and even understanding that there was a whole, there's just a communication between these counties and within the counties that is so crucial to the economic development of these counties. And these trails are meant to tap into all of that expertise from all of those walks of life. We can't do this without the people that are that actually are elected officials, the people who are volunteers, the people actually in the industry of tourism, which some people don't even know they're in the industry, and they are until something closes, and then all of a sudden they realize, oh my goodness, that's who I was selling all my stuff to. But more than that, just the communities themselves, because that's where people are welcomed. That's where people have that great experience and go back and say, I've absolutely got to keep doing this. And these trails were meant to take people from, obviously we've got a lot of folks here in Gatlinburg coming in. It's just so much fun seeing all the people show up. The big parade last week and all the fun with when Dolly Parton's in town. But just throughout the entire area, there's so many folks that know about us as a great place for family fun. This is where you want to come if you're just looking for, you need to catch your breath from life and just kind of get yourself balanced again. It only takes me coming down the parkway and looking up at the Smokies for the Lord to just kind of settle me down again. The blood pressure starts to lower, and I realize what's really important in life. And I've been blessed with this job for 9 years now, 9.5 years, to be able to tell everybody I come into contact with about what a great opportunity they're going to have to just experience the best in a vacation when they come to Tennessee. We're playing their song. And we're going to keep playing that song throughout Tennessee. And boy, when they come to East Tennessee, they just, well, you already know it. They come back over and over again. But when they come back, they're going to be bringing some other folks. And when they come back, they're going to want to see something new. These trails are meant for those people who come into Gatlinburg and Sevierville and Pigeon Forge and Knoxville, those bigger centers of the counties, and get them very comfortable looking through this brochure, which you all need a copy of this if you haven't gotten it. It's gorgeous. The committee did a gorgeous job on this. But going through now and getting a comfort level with what's out there on these back roads, 282 miles, 130 places that they pointed out that you can go and visit. But more than that, as you drive along those trails, people are going to self-select other things they want to go and see. So the trail idea is really meant to take the economic development and increase it for the areas, having people stay longer, because we talk about more people staying longer, spending more. Well, they'll stay longer if they have something to do. We think that something to do includes all those hidden gems on the off the beaten paths. So we want to make sure that with these 16 trails that we have, the Discover Tennessee Trails and Byways, people are going to be going and taking that dollar that they have, and they're going to be staying longer and going out into those other communities, having a great time. We know they're going to be coming back over and over again to this area, and they're going to have more and more places to stay and see. So that's going to keep them staying longer. There's some people that need to be thanked before I go any further, because this brochure just didn't pop up. It took a lot of hard work, and some very special friends are with us today from Sullivan Branding, used to be known as White Thompson, our advertising agency of record, and Carol Young and Sherry Jones are here, and I want to say thank you for a fabulous job. They've designed these. Thank you so much for being with us from Nashville today. They just do an outstanding job. And Paula Solomon, where are you, from Design Sensory back there? She's the one, Design Sensory does our website. You have got to know, if you haven't been on tnvacation.com, it's award-winning. It's just a superb website. And every time that they think they're done with something, we come up with another trail, and they do a super job with that. So Paula, thanks for coming down from Knoxville and all the great job you do there. And I want to mention also, we have a great partner with the Tennessee Hospitality Association. And Chris Pertley, where are you? I know I saw you earlier today, but he's here from the Tennessee Hospitality Association. We want to thank him for all the work that they do and making sure that we are kind of connected to all of those hotels and motels and restaurateurs across the state, because that, when you're a tourist, is very important, where you're going to stay and where you're going to eat. Now there's also, I mean, we have just incredible places to go, but we at the state office felt like if we try to go into these communities and figure out what needs to be on the map, we would probably not be doing the job we need to do. We need to go to the local communities and ask those folks to tell us what should we be putting on that map. And that's where I want to just let a couple of people be recognized right now. It's more than a couple because it took a lot more than a couple to put this together. But the Rocky Top Committee, Trail Committee, has done an outstanding job. Linda Lewanski, she is one of the co-chairs, and Clayton Pangle of Loudoun County. Thank you so much for being our co-chairs for this. And I'm going to name all of the rest, and as I name you, if you would raise your hand, I know you probably were part of that other larger group of CVBs and chambers, but the time that you spent, in addition to your other duties, putting this together, we just want you to know how much we appreciate it. We have committee members, Walter Yeldell, who it's his last day in Gatlinburg, working for the, well, I guess it's through the city. You're going to still be working for the city, just in a different capacity, of Gatlinburg. Sherry Kirby from Pigeon Forge. Sherry's in the back. Scott King from Sevierville. Where are you, Scott? Thank you. Adele Sensing from Jefferson County, way in the back. Lainey Shorter from Knoxville. Where's Lainey? Oh, right there, next, making sure we got him here today. Jeff Muir from Blount County. Where is Jeff? Julie McDaniel Morgan from Monroe County. And Molly Gilbert from the Middle East Tennessee Tourism Council. I know she was walking around here a minute ago. Where's Molly? But Molly is taking pictures of all of this. And a special thank you to a good friend of mine, Kim Bumpus from the Knoxville Tourism and Sports Corporation. I don't know if you saw, there was a great article in the Knoxville News Sentinel today. We actually are so glad that we have the press here, and I know she did a lot of extra calling and extra work getting that to happen in her team. So Kim, thank you for all the work you've done to help us with putting this together. Great job. And if I don't say this last person and what a great job he did, I might not get a ride back to the airport. Where is Dave Jones? Dave Jones, our project manager from our state office, but does an outstanding job for all of East Tennessee. And especially on this project, I know you had your hands full because there's so much to figure out what needs to go on it. So Dave, thank you so much. Great job on this project. This project could not happen, though, just with the Tennessee Department of Tourism. We love it, but we don't have all the resources. And I will tell you that both Governor Bredesen and Governor Haslam have said, you need to make sure that you're finding all the resources you need by looking to the other agencies and other departments out there and finding out where your resources kind of crisscross and help each other. And right from the beginning, back with, at that time, Commissioner Jerry Nicely, who was Commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Transportation, and now Commissioner John Schroer, a very good friend, used to be the mayor of Franklin, and is doing an outstanding job. They both made a commitment to us in the Department of Tourist Development that they would help us not only with a $300,000 grant in order to be able to do the advertising for this, but in addition to that, they would also help with the signage, which is, any of you in this business know, signage is crucial if it's not done well, if it's not done right, and there are a lot of signs to these trails. So in a moment you're going to be able to hear from Toke. And Toke, I just want you to know how grateful we are that you've been able to come over in John's place, but he'll fill you in a little bit more on what transportation has been able to do with all of that. This idea came from a local citizen in Tennessee, Aubrey Preston, who came up with an idea for Middle Tennessee. He lived in a little town called Leapers Fork outside of Nashville, and said, you know, we are a great place to visit just by ourselves. People come to Nashville, they love Nashville and the music, but that's kind of like the sun. Then there's the shade. They like to go out and find the shade, and that's in Leapers Fork. And I always like that metaphor that he used. And then he said, we've done very well putting ourselves on the map. Southern Living has written about them. If you go into Leapers Fork now on a weekend, you can barely drive through the small town that it is because so many people come and just visit, and the town is booming in terms of economic development. He wanted to share that with some of the surrounding communities and counties. So he made a special effort to go to Murray County, which is just a little bit south of them, because they both shared such an enormous amount of history, both from the Revolutionary clear through to the Civil War history. They were known for Civil War history, but really it was one of the frontiers. So he said, can you come and help us put that together? We did. It was a great idea, so we stole it. And he was okay with that. We said, if we're going to do it for you, let's do it for all 16 trails for all 95 counties. Because there are hidden treasures throughout all of the state of Tennessee. And it just makes sense that this is a way, when people come into an area, it's kind of an organizing point, so to speak, where they can go, okay, we're here, but now we can get in the car and maybe do this part of the trail one trip and do another part of the trail, or if we're really feeling like taking a long trip, make a whole trail. And we've had such success with this over the last couple of years. Looking forward to our last 2 trails getting launched in the next couple of months. And then we'll have all 16 trails developed and launched, but then there's so much more work to do than that, because we know we've got to keep that front and foremost in front of our customers, and we love that. Now, sitting right here in front of me is one of my favorite friends, Superintendent Dale Dittmanson from the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, which many of you know has been a huge friend of the Smokies. Yeah, I'm a friend of the Smokies, but not like you're a friend of the Smokies, and a great inspiration to me on all things green and sustainable. And Great Smoky Mountain National Park, we realize, is an enormous magnet that just pulls people from around the world. I mean, it is known as an International Biosphere Reserve, which I didn't know that until I was riding over in the plane. But because I also knew it was one of those places that has like 400 plus fauna and flora that you can't find anywhere else, which, I mean, when you think about it, we are living with one of the most beautiful places that God's ever created in our backyard. We know that. We want to make sure we're nurturing that. We want to make sure that we take care of that. That's what this community is all about. Gatlinburg has done that beautifully. So have so many of the other gateway communities to the Smokies. Well, the Smokies is one of the key places we want to have people go to, but there's so many more. And let me just give you, you heard from Mayor Werner, great places that are in Gatlinburg, and this is one of those. Let me give you just a sampling of some of the other ones that are out there. Quick rundown. In Sevierville, you have to stop and see the statue of Dolly. I know when my husband and I got our marriage certificate, we had to go over and get the picture made next to Dolly. And just amazing shopping there. If you haven't been to Tanger, I'm sure you've all been to Tanger. What am I talking about? But anyway, it's world class in and of itself. The Titanic Museum in Pigeon Forge, just celebrating the 100th anniversary of commemoration of the Titanic sinking, I know has had enormous publicity and probably is having a very good year, and we are glad some of our partners are here from that. Dollywood, you know, I got a chance to spend several years under the tutelage of several wonderful people there, including Ken Bell, who's retiring this year, and also Dolly Parton. I mean, what can you do? I've had some great bosses, but they, if you didn't know, won the Applause Award for being the best theme park in the world, and we're pretty proud of that. And with that Wild Eagle, which I keep saying I'm not going to get on it, but my grandson said, oh yes you are, so I guess I'm going to be on that roller coaster. Don't miss that. The Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in Knoxville, the only facility of its kind in the world dedicated to women's sports. We're so proud of that. Sequoia Birthplace Museum in Van Or. Sequoia, who is not literate in any language, perfected a system that empowered the Cherokee people to both read and write for the very first time. And our own Bush Beans Visitor Center, which is one of the nicest visitor centers. I mean, if you haven't been there, it's amazing, it's awesome. So you need to go there too. That's also on the Sunnyside Trail. That's a great, we just needed to make sure people coming at it from both directions. So, in addition, 3 times more likely to go to outdoor adventure, so you've got all these great places to kayak, to zip line, the Zorb can roll you down the hill. There's so many places you can go. We have these wonderful outdoor recreation areas and great places to eat, great places to drink, and drink responsibly. And 8 wineries, as a matter of fact, and from my favorite, TikTok Ice Cream Parlor, 2-time Southern Living favorite in Loudon. I mean, you just can't miss anything. So we know on this trail we're going to have people coming and staying for a long time. Then when you get to the history, if you're a history buff like me, Civil War Trail, you're going to find all kinds of intersection with our Civil War Trail, and I'm so grateful to our legislators. I know Richard and Jeremy, you have been so outstanding as far as representatives for your communities, but you've also been a great representative from the House for tourism to the rest of your fellow representatives. And that's enabled us to have the dollars to continue with this. And I'm so grateful to you, to Senator Overby, who has been a great supporter of us, made sure that the Civil War Trail dollars were there, made sure that our Civil War Trail sesquicentennial was celebrated appropriately. And we wanted to also make sure that the other historical homes that we have were included on this trail. We have so many of them, and they're worth going to see. It's what my husband and I always look for. Where are the historic homes? Because that's where you find out what the people are like. And one of the first homes I visited, to tell you the truth, it was the first weekend that I actually lived here, was John Severe's birthplace. Not birthplace, but his homestead. And John Severe and I'm just proud of us. I'm going to tell you again, I am a direct descendant of his. He's my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, so even though I have this nasty south side of Chicago accent, I got to Tennessee as fast as I could, and my dad was very proud of our Southern heritage and the fact that we were descended from Governor John Sevier, that he named my sister Deborah Sevier. And in Chicago, that didn't mean anything, but it sure meant a lot when I got to Tennessee. And I will tell you that it's kind of fun to actually go to the birthplace. I keep saying that, the homestead, and to walk around. And I was expecting Marble Springs, whoa, Marble Mansion. No, these are rustic buildings, but this is what it took to carve out the history of this incredible area. And that's why it's so important for us to get people off the beaten path and finding out about that history. We've got something to offer everybody. So I love the thought. Also, as they're going through Knoxville, they're hearing Rocky Top being sung. That was another one of the first things that I learned, besides the fact that the first adjective I was going to learn was big ol'. Everything would be big ol' this. Ellen Liston told me that. But I will tell you that Rocky Top was the first song that I learned. And to have the people who wrote that song, it was right next door where they wrote it, and to be able to honor them today, I think is very, very appropriate. And I'm going to ask Mayor Werner to come up and accept on behalf of the Bryant family. And we invited both Dale and Dane and Dell Bryant, who are the offspring of the Bryants who wrote the song. We are going to give them a plaque, and I guess they've asked you to accept it on their behalf. So let me get this. Okay. Rocky Top Trail, a Discover Tennessee Trail and Byway, presented to the Bryant family upon the launch of the Rocky Top Trail in grateful appreciation of the talents and musical contributions of Boudleaux and Felice Bryant. 45 years after Boudleaux and Felice Bryant gave the world the gift of Rocky Top, the song that impassions UT volunteers, rallies music fans, and galvanizes all Tennesseans everywhere, mark this day, May 15, 2012, when the same song moved state, county, and local officials to launch a 282-mile trail traversing 7 East Tennessee counties and the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and named for this inspiring song, Rocky Top. Could sing, I would. Oh my goodness, the singers that we had for the national anthem, they were awesome. So hopefully you'll give us some Rocky Top later on, guys. But we are so proud of the fact that we can name the trail that. They have to give rights for those kinds of things, and it's really important for us to continue to remember as we sing that song that was written right here in Gatlinburg, and that as people take that trail everywhere now, they're going to be humming it and spending money. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Commissioner Whitaker, for being with us for the launch today. It's also my pleasure today to introduce to you TDOT's Chief of Environment and Planning, Tokes Omenshakan, and he is responsible for the activities of the Division of Project Planning, Long-Range Planning, Multimodal, and I learned that word when I was working on 321, so I should have been able to say it, Multimodal Transportation Resources and Environment. He holds a master's degree in urban and region planning with a concentration in transportation planning and urban design. Please join me in welcoming Tokes Omenshakan. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicki. Good morning. A really exciting day. I didn't know when we were driving up that this was going to be a big moonshine party when we walked in, but really exciting to be here and exciting to be in this place. My first time here. If you had anything to do with this project, this trail, and this particular day, this event that we are here today, if you could raise your hand if you had anything to do with it. Okay, well, please give these folks a hand again. I'm very, very impressed by what I've seen and what I've heard so far. It's just truly amazing to see how much goes into this and what actually happens to make something, to make a trail project like this happen. When you think of government, oftentimes you think of people working in different groups and different silos and not working together as a team to get things done. Oftentimes that criticism is fair. Some of that criticism is fair, that we don't work together to get things done. But the Tennessee Department of Transportation and Commissioner Whitaker's department have worked hand in hand to get 14 of these trails built and signed throughout our community. We've worked together as a team, as partners, to help get this done. So, government, sometimes we don't always get it right, and we always don't work together like we should. But this is a good example of Governor Haslam's administration saying, we're going to get this done. She told me on the way here, Commissioner Whitaker told me that when Governor Haslam took over, there were probably about 8 or 9 trails that needed to be completed. And that as soon as Governor Haslam came in, we rededicated ourselves to getting these trails built. So now we have only 2 or 3 left across the state that we need 2 left that we need to get built. So we're working together. We're a team. We're going to help make these things happen throughout the state of Tennessee. We know how important economic development is at the Department of Transportation. When you think of transportation, you don't automatically think of tourism and economic development, but we're a key player in that. We're a partner in that. So we're glad to be a part of this. So as Commissioner Whitaker already said, we know great cities like like Gatlinburg, Knoxville, and regions like the Great Smoky Mountains are the destination of choice for millions of visitors annually. The great value of these trails is that travelers to Tennessee will now have a comprehensive driving itinerary, which we believe will encourage people to get off the interstate highways. Not all the time. We want them on some of our interstate highways, staying there. But getting off our interstate highways and getting into the heart of our state, the small towns and rural communities throughout our state. The beauty of these trails is that they present a comprehensive road tool for our traveling public. This would not be possible without tourism's partnership, again, with the Department of Transportation. With this trail brochure that Commissioner Whitaker showed earlier, and with the aid of wayfinding signs that the Department of Transportation will put up, people will be encouraged to stay in a few extra days and explore back roads of Tennessee, the back roads of the Rocky Top Trail. We want to capitalize on the launch and branding of the Rocky Top Trail as we spread the word about great tourism attractions along the route. Having our 5 national scenic byways included in as many of the discovered trails and byways as possible elevates the significance of the byways and certainly the quality experience of the trail drives. And if you have not driven the East Tennessee Crossings, which is featured on this trail, and the White Lightning Trail, let me urge you to spend some time exploring this beautiful and historic national scenic byway. Our team has worked hard to ensure that visitors have wayfinding signs to point out these self-guided driving trails. Representatives from TDOT have driven the trail with our friends from tourism and have started the process to sign the Rocky Top Trail. We will be placing more than 170 signs over 282 miles. I would like to thank the TDOT team for their efforts. Anybody from TDOT here? Oh, a couple of people. Thank you guys for your work. And from my engineering department, I believe, from my engineering bureau, thank you for your work on this project. Again, congratulations to our mayor, our other mayor left. Congratulations to the people of Gatlinburg, the representatives here. This is exciting, and I look forward to being a part of more of these. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Omishakin. Thank you so much for being here. I also want to thank everyone else that has spoken today for your kind words and being a part of this presentation and this wonderful launch. I want to thank the Mellow Mushroom and Old Smoky Distillery for the wonderful refreshments that you all are going to enjoy. I also want to thank the committee and, of course, all of you all that are here today to help us launch the Rocky Top Trail. This is a great tourism asset to our region and for the great state of Tennessee. We are indeed trailblazers in Tennessee with development of the Discover Tennessee Trails and Byways and today's launch of the Rocky Top Trail, again, the 14th of 16 that will be launched. It occurred to me when I was reading up on the writing of Rocky Top, and it really was an honor for me to be able to meet Felice Bryant long ago, and what a sweet, sweet lady. And then I was kind of rereading those incredible lyrics and kind of how does the song fit into this trail, and it came to me that the song Rocky Top, it's an upbeat song. It talks about moonshine and sweet and wild women, but it's really about pining away for a way of life that there's no smoggy smoke, there's no telephone bills, and where there's a respite from the cramped up city life. Trapped like a duck in a pen. All I know is it's a pity life can't be simple again. Well, let me tell you, we're saying that Rocky Top, you'll always be a place where even if for one day or a weekend or a week, people can have a break in a beautiful place and get recharged and renewed in good old Rocky Top. Rocky Top, Tennessee. You know, where else can you have a sip of moonshine, enjoy the wonderful crafters of the area, find out how much you weigh in beans, shoot a few hoops at the Women's Hall of Fame, check out the beautiful National Park, Great Smoky Mountains, take a drive on the Foothills Parkway. It's just a beautiful place to be, and I am so excited that right now we're going to unveil the official Rocky Top TDOT sign. Thank you all so much for coming today, and we'll look forward to seeing you along the Rocky Top Trail. On the way out, don't forget to pick up your commemorative Rocky Top rock to take with you. You need that because it's going to remind you that it's time to get out there and drive the great trails and byways of this wonderful state we live in, Tennessee. All right, enjoy the rest of the day.